Tsunamis, giant waves, violent destruction, unpredictable and devastating. Once a tsunami is formed, escape is almost impossible. People, structures, and communities next to the shore are always sure to be destroyed. Tsunamis are so powerful it can create massive damage and harm thousands of lives in a matter of minutes. No one knows when the next tsunami is going to hit, nor does anyone know where it will strike next. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will take a look at 3 devastating tsunamis. Could a large tsunami happen in the United States? The answer is a resounding yes, because the United States is located along the Pacific Rim. It's prone to tsunamis caused by earthquakes in the Pacific region. The most tsunami-vulnerable areas in the US are Hawaii, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and California. While there is no way to accurately predict the time of when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen in our lifetime, it's safe to assume that yes, it will happen again sometime in the future. When looking into the possibility of the next big tsunami hitting the US, there are 3 primary sources of information that can be used. One is the tsunami catalogues that store significant historic events. Second is by studying the geologic deposits left by mega earthquakes and landslides in different parts of the world. Finally, we can also look at the data from computer simulations that create scenarios of potential big earthquakes and landslides worldwide. Most people have never witnessed a tsunami, and this is a fortunate fact. If you want to have an idea of how powerful a tsunami can be and how it can affect the US, put it this way: waves that are formed by the wind only travel through the top layer of the ocean, and we have seen how violent these waves can be. On the other hand, tsunamis, or waves that are formed by an earthquake or some other strong force like a celestial body hitting the Earth, have an extreme amount of force, much more than wind waves, because it moves through the entire water column, starting from the ocean floor up to the surface. To estimate the potential damage of a mega tsunami hitting the US, we first need to know which area we are going to focus on. As mentioned earlier, it's more likely for a tsunami to occur in the West Coast than in the East Coast. However, let us picture the possible scenarios for both coasts. If the East Coast gets hit, it will cause huge destruction in Miami and New York, since these are the major cities. As for Washington, fortunately it's protected by Delaware. However, another threat to look out for is the overflow of the nearby rivers caused by the sudden inflow of seawater. If the mega tsunami hits the West Coast, the country's technological progress is likely to be hit, since Silicon Valley is located in California. The city of Los Angeles will also suffer a huge amount of devastation, as it is along the Pacific coast and the city has a dense population. Regardless of which part the tsunami hits, there will certainly be a significant number who lose their lives, damage to both private and public property and infrastructures, and not to mention it will slow down any aspect of progress there is in society and government. If the US gets hit by a tsunami, it's likely that Japan and other countries in the Pacific will also be hit. History teaches us that natural disasters can be so destructive that everything can be gone in the snap of a finger. Tsunami from dinosaur asteroid had mile-high waves. Dinosaurs were such magnificent creatures that even after they are long gone as a species, we are still talking about them. It's mind-boggling how such powerful and majestic beasts could be completely wiped away from the face of the Earth. Investigating their life and their extinction has always been a very interesting and productive area of research because it unravels so many facts about the history of our planet. By studying dinosaurs, scientists were able to discover that it was not only the actual collision of the asteroid that wiped them out, but also the mega tsunamis that were created by the massive impact. About 66 million years ago, towards the end of the Cretaceous period, the Earth was struck by a 9-mile-wide asteroid which eradicated 75% of all species, including dinosaurs. This asteroid, named Chicxulub, hit the Gulf of Mexico and caused several other disasters which contributed to the mass extinction. One of the fatal disasters caused by the asteroid impact is mile-high waves or megatsunamis. While tsunamis are generally caused by earthquakes, other strong forces can also trigger a series of giant waves, such as an asteroid slamming the Earth. According to scientists, a whole day after the asteroid's collision, the waves had been traveling across most of the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean, coming into the Indian Ocean from both sides and entering most of the planet's coastlines approximately 48 hours after the impact. According to University of Michigan scientist Molly Range, this was a global tsunami. All of the world saw this. The mega tsunami caused by the Chicxulub asteroid is 30,000 times more powerful than the 2004 tsunami that happened in the Indian Ocean. This means that if it were to happen in our time, there would be at least 6 million fatalities. It would cause much economic and social chaos, communities would be wiped out, and governments would collapse. It would take years to rebuild. A disaster like this can entirely cripple human civilization as a whole. (1700 Cascadia earthquake). What was the strongest earthquake you have felt? We have been bombarded with facts about possible mega-earthquakes that can happen at any time. Fortunately, in our lifetime, there has not been an earthquake so powerful as that of the Cascadia earthquake. On January 26, 1700, at around 9 o'clock at night, the world was shaken by one of the largest earthquakes that has ever been known to happen, with a magnitude of 9+. Scientists named it the 1700 Cascadia earthquake. It occurred along the west coast of North America. This megathrust ran 1,000 kilometers from mid-Vancouver Island to Northern California. There was tremendous shaking and an enormous tsunami across the Pacific. One of the many victims of the 1700 Cascadia earthquake was the Cowichan people on Vancouver Island. The shaking caused the houses to collapse, and it also caused numerous landslides. The earthquake was so strong and prolonged that people could not even stand and run to safety. On the west part of Vancouver Island, where the Pachina Bay people lived, a huge tsunami swallowed the land and completely destroyed the village. Thanks to the people who managed to record these events through oral traditions, modern people have a glimpse of what transpired during this disaster. The accurate record of the descriptions of the mega tsunami is thanks to the Japanese. This is the only reason why we know the exact time and size of the 1700 Cascadia earthquake. Unmistakable geological evidence remains imprinted in the outer coastal regions that subsided and drowned coastal marshlands and forests. This area became covered with younger sediments, and this significant evidence proved that the oral traditions and reports from the Japanese are all accurate. While an earthquake of this magnitude may seem like such a historical event that it probably did not happen before, the truth is geological records prove that there are actually at least 13 great earthquakes that have occurred in the last 6,000 years. But what do you make of these disaster discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.